Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's me, Eric, one of the education specialists for Easton Bank's Learning and Life Center. And you are back on our channel for another video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share this video, and do not forget to click the link in the left corner or right corner of your screen to be, I'm sorry, it's not the link. I always say link. I don't know why. Click the bell, the notification bell in the left or right corner of your screen to be notified when we drop new videos, which is every single week. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you are already a part of the channel, we are at, I think, 477 subscribers. We're almost to 500 subscribers. Make sure, again, to share this video. We thank you so much for being here, for supporting every video that we drop. Thank you so much. Now that we have all of that out the way, we hope that you guys are getting into the spirit of gardening. We have been having garden sessions with our students every single week. We have restarted our community garden along with our partners. And so everything is really booming with this new garden year that we have. This video, we're specifically discussing the 7 types of vegetables, herbs, and flowers that you should be starting or have already started right now. If you haven't tapped into the Life Cycles playlist, make sure to do that now or after this video. Either way that you want to do it. But that playlist does dive into different types of vegetables and their origin, how to grow them, how to take care of them as they are seedlings. So make sure to check out that playlist. Like I said, this video is discussing the 7 types of crops that you should have started already, or you can start right now in the month of April. Now that it is April 2nd, these are some of the crops that we have already started in our gardens or as seedlings in the greenhouse. The first crop that I do want to get into are peppers. This year, our goal is to grow so many peppers. Personally, in the greenhouse, in the gardens, but also in my own personal home garden. For me personally, I want to grow so many peppers that I can dehydrate and make into pepper flakes. You know when you want to put them in, like banana peppers in vinegar to put on your sandwiches. I forgot the word for that, but I'll put it on screen if I remember during editing. But to also just have fresh peppers to eat. I want the students and their teachers to see all of the different types of peppers that you can grow yourself. Of course, we're not tapping into every single type of pepper that is on this planet, but we are really diving into different varieties. Like we've normally only grown shishito peppers, long thin cayenne, serrano, and bell peppers. This year, we're adding so many more peppers. We're adding the Jay's. It's an Indian pepper. I'll put it on the screen. It's called Jay's something, but it's a spicy orange pepper. It looks spicy, but we have those growing. And something that I really wanted to grow this year were the Jimmy Nardello peppers. And almost all of these peppers are growing right now in the greenhouse. I'm about to go out and up pot them right now so that they can start getting bigger. But all of them germinated once we put them on that heat mat that we purchased. And I'm really excited to see the type of harvest that these peppers produce. I've seen so many different videos across the YouTube platform of different gardeners growing their own Jimmy Nardello peppers, and the size that these peppers get to, it's remarkable. Next up, you should have already started your mustard greens, but you can still do that. We are in zone 8B, which means that we have a long growing season. In our spring, it does get warm, but we can still, have a little wiggle room. And so we have these red giant mustard plants growing right now at one of the gardens. And they are doing really well. Today, during our garden session, we actually planted out more of these plants that were in the greenhouse, only because I wanted them to get out of the greenhouse. Mind you, we're already in April. We have May, and then as soon as May, like mid-May, late May, it's going to even get hotter. And we're already reaching like 85. Today was 85. It didn't feel like it. It was kind of cool, but As we creep and get closer to as we creep and get closer to May and June, it's only going to get warmer. So make sure to get your brassicas, as far as like your collard greens, kale, and your mustard greens. Get those out into your garden. Hey guys, make sure to check out our merch storefront by going to our website, eblcinc.com, where you can find so much merch like mugs, jackets, and hats that support our programming. Now let's get back into today's video. Right now, in the month of April, we also are putting lettuce into the garden. Like I said, this is Zone 8B, Georgia. We still have wiggle room in terms of it being cool at night, like 40, 50 degrees. We technically had our frost March 26th through the 31st, and we like to give it at least 2 weeks. That frost can circle back, and it could be like, oh, and another thing. You have to just play it by ear when it comes to the weather. And with global warming and climate change, that just adds a little bit more pressure to how you maneuver putting your plants out into your garden. But we are still putting lettuce out into our garden until we cannot. So we have this prize head lettuce that we are growing in the gardens, and it's a very nice lettuce. It gets like the size of my hand almost, and it can get bigger, but that's the size that we like to harvest, because we're actually donating this produce to families that are experiencing hunger and food insecurity so we don't like to wait too long to harvest the lettuce, and we have a certain size that we go for, and then put something else in its place. The next group of plants that are up are snap peas. These are the Cascadia sugar snap. We have sugar snaps and other snow peas already in the garden right now. They are already growing. It will be another week and a half before they start producing actual pods. We're just keeping them watered. We're making sure that they have enough mulch around them to where we don't have to water as much, to prevent any rotting of the roots happening, because that can happen with your plants during the springtime. If you're watering too often, that water can become logged in the soil, and it can easily rot away the roots. So when you're watering, make sure that you create a certain schedule that allows the water to drain and dry out just a tad bit before you go back in with more water. But these snap peas, they grow really well. I love growing snap peas. That's one of the most easiest things that you can grow if you are a new gardener and you're new to growing different types of crops and vegetables for yourself and for your family. I would suggest you starting with snow peas. Next up, the first herb that we have, well, the only herb in this collection of seeds that we have is fennel. This is the bronze leaf fennel. Now fennel is, I think it's either fennel or dill, one of those. They attract monarch butterflies, I believe, as a host plant. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe monarch butterflies, like the larvae, are really attracted to fennel. So we did start this. Hopefully we can grow enough of it and harvest enough of it before the caterpillars start to eat it. But this is our first time growing it. It's growing really well in the greenhouse. I do have to up pot it soon, but I'm really excited to see how far we go with this one. Next up, we have basil. This is cardinal basil. This basil tastes so good. More fragrant than like regular basil. This basil is very good making pesto. I've made pesto many a times last year with this specific basil, and it comes out fabulous. Just a little garlic, salt, pepper, either olive oil or whatever other oil that you like, and this basil will shock you. It's so good. We have a few different, and I say few very lightly, a few different tomatoes that the students have already potted up and that we are growing for this garden season. I feel like we have almost 20 different varieties of tomatoes. We have these tomatoes here, the Mortgage Lifter tomatoes. We have Orange Jazz tomatoes. We have Amana Super Sweet 100, San Marzano, Roma. I think those are interchangeable. Early 4th of July tomatoes. I'm just trying to remember, so many. Red cherry tomatoes. We have a yellow tomato. It's a cherry tomato as well. I forgot the name of it. It's a lot. It's a lot of tomatoes, and we're growing all of them. We're not growing too many of each variety. We just have like no more than 6-7 seeds of each variety. I just want to make sure that we're giving the experience to the students to show them there are more than just beefsteak and red cherry tomatoes that you see in the store. Tomatoes come in every size, every color, every shape, and we just want to make sure that we're providing that experience for the students, because it's not every day that you see a yellow pear tomato. We're growing that as well. Name me, like, you don't go to Kroger's or Walmart, Target, Aldi's. You don't see yellow pear tomatoes in store. Not all the time. Not if you're not going to like a farmer's market, and not many students are going to farmer's market. So being able to showcase that to them and provide them that experience of tasting a fresh yellow pear tomato from the garden, amazing. Lastly, we have flowers. Now, I have really been getting into my flower bag, really diving into the different types of flowers that are out there. And we have so many flowers that we are growing. We're growing, of course, this lovely dwarf purity white Cosmo flower. Now, last year, I think I have some clips I can show you guys. The Cosmos were so gorgeous. We had a purple Cosmo, and then we had the candy striped Cosmo. Those were some of the prettiest flowers I've ever seen. And I made them into bouquets. And so this year, my goal is to be able to have some bouquets made for Mother's Day. And we won't be able to give it to so many mothers, but I want to be able to give it at least to 10 mothers of students that we teach. And so we're really trying to grow as many flowers right now as we can. We have two different varieties of straw flowers, marigolds, zinnias, of course the Cosmos. We have Craspedia, Alyssum, sunflowers that we're going to be planting out in next month with the students before they go on break for the summer. We have wallflowers, baby's breath, coreopsis, coxcomb. Like, when I tell you we got the flowers, we have amaranth. When I tell you we have the flowers, we have the flowers this year, okay? Stop playing with me. Like, these flowers are going to be so beautiful. We have nasturtium, chamomile. Like, we have the flowers this year, and I'm really excited with the blossoming that is going to be happening in the next few weeks with these flowers being transplanted out into the garden. It's going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to show you the bouquets that we create for Mother's Day. Well, guys, that's the video. I hope you learned a little bit. I hope I was able to give a little bit of tips outside of what you should be growing right now. Let me know in the comments what types of crops you are growing right now. If you have any questions on how to take care of these plants as you're growing them, let us know in the comments. We'll be there to answer any questions that you may have. Again, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe, like, and comment. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. Instagram and IG, it's on the screen for you, EBLLCINC, and on TikTok at Project Grape. Until the next video, we will see you all later in the garden. Bye.